Well, well, well. Happy Friday, Wolfpack. Congratulations, you endured another fantastic week, and we are going to cap it off with some fun stuff. We are going to hang snatch plus snatch. Okay, if you were here Wednesday, it's the exact same EMOM. We're just going to be using the snatch motion. These should all be squats. We're going to keep the reps in that 60 to 80% range, or that moderate range, to where we can focus on the technique of the movement. Okay, this EMOM is not meant to be super overly fatiguing. I feel like it's going to be technically more challenging than the clean, but it will be overall less fatiguing since you don't have that barbell hitting your chest twice every round. Okay, sometimes cleans can be a little bit more fatiguing just because you're passing through that squat with weight on our chest, harder to breathe, spikes the heart rate a little bit more. So make sure we keep the same intentions that we did on Wednesday. We're putting this hang snatch first because we need to make sure that we are extending our hips fully. We're working on the vertical bar path, and then when we hit that extension point, or the max peak of that extension point, we're working on our speed underneath the bar. Since we don't have the power from the floor, right, we can get away with less hip extension, worse bar path, because we have speed from the floor, so it kind of adds a little power. The hang really kind of eliminates that, so I wanted you guys to, again, like on Wednesday, be able to focus on that first, feel it out, feel the extension, the power from the hips, and the speed needed to get under the bar, and then drop, reset, and then you hit that snatch from the floor, putting everything together, right? We have that extra power from the floor, but we still should be reaching full extension, big scarecrow, elbows back, and then use our athleticism to get underneath the barbell and catch. Okay, so we should be able to focus on each individual point that I just went over on both of these. That's why we got to keep it in that moderate range. If you go too heavy, if you think too much about the lift, not going to physically be able to lift it, and we're going to miss. So this would be 0 misses again tomorrow. 20 perfect reps is a really, really good opportunity to get a feel for the bar, get a feel for the movement at these moderate weights, and put these two complexes together. Wednesday, I saw a lot of people's cleans really improve as the EMOM went along, or it just became more natural, more fluid, and it looked more comfortable. So that was pretty cool. So we'll replicate that with the squat snatch. Okay, you can build within these percentages if you'd like. It doesn't have to be exactly these percentages. It just needs to be between a 6, probably close to a 6 to 7 out of 10 effort the entire time. It really shouldn't be going outside that. Okay. Finish A, and then I wrote B as a Metcon to kind of simulate like some rep ranges that the open uses. I wanted to get some lunges in. It's been a while since we did lunges, but I know how fatiguing all of these movements can be together, especially toe to bar to lunge. Actually will affect the handstand push-up more than you think because our midline is taxed, so it actually makes that the hinge and the kick less powerful. So it's going to force us to really focus on our positions on our handstand push-up, our speed off the mat, and then breathing through toes to bar, breathing through lunges. So I think it'll be a really good test. It is a long workout. You will get through the first few rounds relatively quick if you're proficient in these movements. Just remember, you have a pretty long AMRAP ahead. The workout really doesn't start till you get probably into the 9s, past the 9s. We start hitting those double digits, okay? So the way that this workout should work, okay, and I know everybody's going to be all over the place with their handstand push-up volume, their toe to bar volume. We would want to try to get through these first 3 rounds relatively quick, unbroken for both the handstand push-ups and the toes to bar. Possibly unbroken on this round as well, and then I'd say when we get to the 9s, this could be 2 or 3 sets. But if we're having to break anything sooner than that, we should probably think about lowering the rep count to start, because we don't want to get bogged down on these movements in the beginning. They should be relatively quick. We should be spending a lot of time on the lunges in the beginning, right? Adding leg fatigue, making the heart rate go up, adding a little bit more midline fatigue, and just global fatigue to make these harder. So we shouldn't be stuck on these movements in the beginning. So if these are tough movements for you, you can even go up by 2. You can start at 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and do that. You could even do a combination of these, right? Maybe handstand push-ups are really tough for us. Big sets, we don't have a lot of volume there. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go up by singles on the handstand push-up, and you go up by 3s on the toes to bar. So there's a lot of ways to do this to kind of partition it to your specific skills. But I would hope in this big, long EMOM we can get really, really deep into these bigger sets, force us to work on some bigger sets under fatigue, right? Learn how to break things up and be efficient. So that would be the goal of this workout. So 12, 15, 18, maybe some people will get to the 21s. I have no idea, but it's a pretty long AMRAP. for these movements. Okay, make sure we choose a dumbbell weight or a kettlebell weight. Goblet lunge in the front. You can do all 50 feet unbroken to start. Doesn't mean you have to. If we're gonna break at the other end, it should be a quick drop, shake, flush, and then come back. We shouldn't be like gritting through these lunges. This kettlebell shouldn't be weighing us down because it's too heavy. If anything, it's just leg fatigue, heart rate fatigue, and all that. So choose an appropriate dumbbell that we can get through these lunges relatively quick. I think if you go 50 feet unbroken with these, it's going to be probably 30 seconds, maybe 40, if we're moving at a decent speed. So should take a little bit of time, but not the entire workout. Okay, just keep that in mind. Position the workout and the reps as you need. Other than that, have a fantastic Friday. If I don't see you Friday or for the Saturday Wolfman special, which everybody should show up to because it's going to be super awesome, have a great weekend, and we'll do it again on Sunday night. Later.